Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV. So I'm back with a long-term update on the Safari ME portable power station from a company called Lion Energy. Now I got this back in August and did a few videos on it and a real-world camping trip. So I have quite a few review videos on it already. I'll link back to that. This is sort of an update now that I've actually been using it for about 4 months. I used it for a while on the West Coast during the fall, using a lot of times charging through the generator. And then now we're in the Southwest, so we're getting a ton of sunshine, so I'm starting to take advantage of the solar panels. These are the accessory panels Lion Energy has. They're a rigid type panel, 100 watts each. So they set up, they're a folding suitcase type panel, and you put out an array and you can move it around during the day, kind of optimize your sun. I actually wanted to try these panels down here because a lot of companies will give you a folding panel that's a thin type panel, and they don't perform very well in the wind. So I thought these would be better, and they have been. They can handle a ton of wind, especially straight on because they're slanted. And then they have little legs that stick out the back. They're about 20 pounds each. And they handle a lot of wind sideways, but I just left them out and saw when the wind would be too much for them. And we got about winds were gusting around 30-40 miles an hour not too long ago, and actually 3 of them flipped over and landed on their face. Quite durable though, they didn't break. There's a few scuffs and scratches. There's a scratch right there, and then this one got a few scrapes and dings, but I was pretty impressed with how much wind they could handle. Normally if the wind kicks up, what I do is quickly just take their legs and flatten them out and just lay them flat on the ground, then they're fine. So overall the solar panels have been a thumbs up. I like the solar panels. A little bit heavier weight to deal with, but I think they're a little more durable than the thin ones. They're really difficult to deal with when it's getting windy out. As far as the boxes go, I've had some issues with them. That bottom box, I had issues with the first one I got. I couldn't get the microwave to work properly. I'd have to hit the microwave button 3 or 4 times before it would catch, and sometimes it'd make a clicking noise. And then the top box here, which is the add-on box, like the bottom box is a 920 watt-hour battery, and then you have an expansion pack that's 2,000 watt-hours. Well, at one point, that thing, I depleted both boxes to 0, and when they came back to charge, the bottom box, the main box, would charge full, but I could never get the top box to charge again after that. So I contacted Lion, and they indicated that they had a few in a shipment that they hadn't reprogrammed properly, and maybe I accidentally got one of the ones that hadn't had the reprogramming done. So honest mistake, I thought, okay. So they actually replaced both boxes. So I sent the old ones back in and I got new ones. That was about in December. Now the new boxes, I noticed the Lion Energy box that I got now runs my microwave perfect. So I don't know what was up with the older one, but this one actually runs the microwave great. And the AC output, the inverter on it, works fine. Both boxes charge really well. It charges really fast on the generator, or if I'm plugging it into power, no problem there. I have had issues with the solar system. Now I'll plug in the solar system and it'll be charging along quite well, putting in, between 400 and 600 watts on a sunny day. But then the thing will just go click and it stops charging. And I'm like, that's weird. And a lot of times if I just unplug the solar cord and plug it back in, suddenly it starts charging again. So it is kind of irritating. You're not really getting the full charge. Also on the newer box, none of my DC outputs work. So I don't know what's up there. So I think they're maybe having a little bit of quality controls issues. Like when they're working, I think they're fantastic, but in my case, in my experience so far, I've experienced some quality issues with them as far as them working, kind of weird little problems, stuff like that. Also, I don't really like the cord they use for the solar. Let me show you that. This is what they're using for their solar connector, which is an Anderson power pole type connector, pretty standard in the industry. But I find, especially if you get any kind of dirt or sand in there, they're finicky to put together. When it's kind of cold, when I camped in the cold and the wet, I broke a couple because they get brittle. You know, they don't slide together quite properly. You can see that. I can see that being a problem maybe. And also, I don't really like this giant umbilical cord. It's kind of hard to unplug and plug in, and it's kind of unwieldy. It's super stiff, so if you want to move this around, like I kind of keep it in my storage bay, so having it set in there, it's kind of cumbersome. It's so thick and heavy. Well, there you go, just kind of a quick update on my experience with the Safari ME system. Kind of a mixed bag. Overall, I'm kind of happy with the solar panels, the way they're working out. The boxes, I'd be happy if I could get a couple boxes that were all working properly, but I'm having a little issue there. I'm sure if you would purchase from Lion Energy, they're a good company in my experience. They're out of Utah, and I'm totally happy with the Safari 1300 batteries I've been using for a couple years now. I updated on those a little bit ago, and I'm still using those and very happy. So maybe they're kind of having some niggling little problems with this new big portable system. Till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Cheers, everyone.